Well, I've been waiting to put them to hang these in a show because they were finished about a year and a half ago, but due to the coronavirus situation, they've been kind of wrapped up, waiting for this very day. So this is the way painting should be viewed.
Exactly.
On a wall. Okay, so this is number 4 in this series. The series has got the umbrella title Tourist. And what I've tried to do is using landscapes, places I've been. We've got Malaysia, we've got Cambodia, we've got Vietnam, Philippines, Laos. But what I've done is try to character the paintings with people or characters that don't fit in the actual painting. They weren't there. So these are my landscapes, but my idea was to put sort of contrasting characters in there. So you've got a Victorian lady, some 1920s shipyard workers. But this one here is probably the most straightforward as it fits the title, Tourist.
Well, that probably suits me.
Yeah.
Simple is good for me when it comes to art.
This was a snap that my partner took of me just up the street in Kwok Kong in a flood. And you can see me with my umbrella and trying to find my way through the flood and not fall down a hole. That's why the image looks so off balance and uncertain. And also, it was just a snapshot of me looking around at this lady here who was looking at me. I don't know what she was thinking. And the reason that it's interesting for me is because although we get a lot of rain in Northern Ireland, we don't get floods like you get in Southeast Asia. So it's kind of like a novel thing that happens. Every time I'm caught in a flood here in Ho Chi Minh City, it's always kind of a bit weird because it's not what I was brought up. Also, the water, rather than making it brown muddy, I put some blue in it just to make it less dirty looking. So there's a lot going on. There's a lot of movement in it. So that's what that is, trying to capture a moment snapped in a rainstorm in Southeast Asia.
Nice. The other one that's really standing out for me is this one. Just because of the detail of the leaves.
Yeah.
How much work is going into that? The coconuts behind it and everything?
To be quite honest, I don't time how long it takes. I kind of know which of these paintings took the longest. This one, yeah, I have sketched. I also do travel sketches when I go anywhere. I've sketched a lot of coconut trees, and I love the way there's a swirl. If you look at them, they're actually similar to a spider's web. It's a radial pattern with the leaves hanging in different angles according to gravity. What I did want to capture is I love the way with a coconut tree, if you look at the leaves, you'll get this little line of light just filtering through between the leaf and the stem. And I didn't want to leave that out. That was really important to capture what a real coconut tree does look like with the green coconuts. The other thing was that the sort of contrast is that you've got this old kind of rusty fence, but you've got this kind of Edwardian aristocratic lady who, from an old photograph I found, that is a photograph of 1911 Ascot, the London aristocracy, the upper class go to the races, and I just thought, how bizarre, because this is a back street in a town in the Philippines. And again, that's just what I like to play with images. So that's what that's all about, really.
Very nice.
For me, detail is important. I want my background was as a draftsman, and I like to try and keep things accurate. Everything I do is figurative, and sometimes I like images to be a little bit imperfect, but other times for me it's really important, like the tree, to get it just right.
Good, thank you, Tom. Just quickly, where is this painting?
That one, that's some rice fields in outside Luang Prabang, I think Luang Prabang. In Laos. I was cycling and I just took a snap of this kind of long road. Obviously, it wasn't yellow.
Yeah.
It's not the Wizard of Oz. They follow the yellow brick road. For me, it's also important to sort of give these paintings of mine a certain vibrancy that are going to catch people's eyes when they look at it. Again, playing with the shadows. That's all my kind of like fabrication.
Okay.
So, yeah, but the background is what was there on the day I was there. I also like to have some. I talk about having imperfections. I have these little sort of abstract devices sometimes where I like drips in my painting. I like the paint to run sometimes, so it can add a balance to the painting, like this with this, and it can add a movement, and just for me it's so intuitive. It's what I feel is right for the painting.
Although it doesn't seem logically to fit there, it just seems to fit aesthetically.
Yeah, that's what nicely put. It's the aesthetics of it.
Nice. And the Doc Martens.
Oh, all right. So this is a temple in Laos. It was from a photograph that I took while I was there. These people weren't in the photograph. It was actually me and one of my daughters. But we were standing over here. There was no one against this wall, but it looked right to put this girl against the wall just to balance the painting up. Again, this is an old photograph that I found. It's from a photo of a skinhead and his girlfriend in London, I think, around 1970s. Again, the contrast is like a Buddhist temple with a sort of violent-looking boot boy with his 11-hole lace Dr. Martin boots. And growing up in Belfast in the 70s, I saw a lot of these characters as a teenager. So again, it's just the juxtaposition of putting these people in these settings. So that's what it's. And then down here, you've got the beach scene and a little bit more surreal, I think. Hard to explain this one, but it is from a real place in Malacca in Malaysia. It was an old hotel with a forecourt. Didn't have a spiral staircase. It had lots of plants, a lovely archway, a beautiful checkered floor. And this guy is again from an old photograph, a vintage photograph of I think a harlequin or a mime artist or something like that. There's a slightly sinister thing about this painting.
What do we have here?
It's a photograph of a beach, I think. Might be Vung Tau. Or no, I think it's Phu Quoc, Vietnam, with all the beach huts in the background. And again, an image I found with, like, from, it was a series some photographer did on poverty in Yorkshire in the 1960s or 1970s. And again, it's like, why was the kid in a pram chair? Pram? I don't know. It's just a weird photograph, but the whole thing is about being a bit out of place. Beautiful beach, sunshine, turquoise waves, but they don't look very happy. It captured something in me when I saw this sort of photograph.
Probably a bit hot.
Yeah, and that's the thing as well. They're not dressed for the occasion, are they?
That's really good. And again, you've used this dripping technique.
Yeah,
picture.
Probably the most dream image. This one again. The photograph is actually this part. This is me in a canoe in Laos, and the bit that I've kind of made up, if you like, is this because I found an old photograph of a temple somewhere with this beautiful pond or lake, and I love the tree beside it. It was just amazing. Obviously, a black and white photograph because I think it's a vintage photograph from early photography. So for me, the exciting thing was to put the colours, the contrasting pink of the sky with this vivid green of the temple. Again, that's just my imagination, putting it all in there. And then I just wanted to put this, and this time you don't see much of the detail of the character. It's almost like fades into the background. It's not so important to have that character there, who it is or what they're doing.
It's gorgeous. I love the colours.
Yeah, I mean, it's the only one that's got an unnatural sky, unless it's a sky of like maybe twilight or sunrise or something like that.
Right.
But again, it works aesthetically, I think, for me anyway. Glad you like that.
Thank you, Tom. It's gorgeous. Congratulations on amazing work. We'll do this. Sure.
Right. God knows what I came out with there. I'm sure I'll cringe when I read it. Listen to it.
Oh, sure.